Smoking it kush made me wiser than Yoda. Cutting up dudes like Darth motherfucking Vader. Burning a whole pound of trees in a day. Sipping on purple like I'm out in LA. I just dropped 500K in a day. Money machine kinda go beep when it say I'm like, hey bitch, get the fuck out of my face. She give me neck while she pulling the drapes. I don't eat sushi unless it's from States. None of this matter when you in a race. I've been on top of the leaderboard. She give me brain while I'm recording. Chillin' with gang out in the foreign. She tryna get me on board. She hit my phone, but I don't wanna no more. I'm in the spaceship, I hit turbo. She want me back, but the answer is no, no. Smoking that kush made me wiser than Yoda. Cutting up dudes like Darth motherfucking Vader. Burning a whole pound of trees in a day. Sipping on purple like I'm out in LA. I just dropped 500K in a day. Money machine kinda go beep when it say I'm like, hey bitch, get the fuck out of my face. She give me neck while she pulling the drapes. I don't eat sushi unless it's from States. None of this matter when you in a race. I've been on top of the leaderboard. She give me brain while I'm recording. Chillin' with gang out in the foreign. She tryna get me on board. She hit my phone, but I don't want her no more. I'm in the spaceship, I hit turbo. She want me back, but the answer is no, no. Smoking that kush made me wiser than Yoda. Cutting up dude like Darth motherfucking Vader. Burning a whole pound of trees in a day. Sipping on purple like I'm out in LA. I just dropped 500K in a day. Money machine kinda go beep when it say I'm like, hey bitch, hey bitch, hey bitch, get the fuck out of my face. Face, 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 get the fuck out of my face.
going, everyone? I hope you guys are having a good time. All right. Mike is quiet. Yeah, I know. There we go. Now it's not so quiet. Sorry about that. That was a little fucky there for a second. I didn't realize that the mic volume got turned all the way down. Yeah, sorry about the massive volume difference there, but there we go. Feeling a bit better today. Yeah, so we're streaming. It's fine. Okay, so today we have a task. You know, we might get another couple videos done. I know I do want to do a teaser that's for the Tectone thing, kind of talking about what's coming on and what we're gonna do. I actually did manage to kind of get a hold of Donut, and what I'm thinking for Claws and Laws. And here's the thing, right? Claws and Laws, we already know about Donut. We don't know anything about. We've never introduced the Fat Electrician, Nico, or Sergeant Angry or anyone like that as a character enough to be like full time in their thing, right? So I was thinking about it. Well, we probably want to introduce these characters and do a better job of introducing these characters instead of just trying to do all of this random shit. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of doing. We're gonna introduce another video that's about the angry cops. He's gonna be training the fat frogs to go to Vietnam. I know I want to do that one, and then one of Nico just being a fucking terror in the trailer park is a fun meme. And for those that don't know Nico Ortiz, I'm thinking it's gonna be like I'm thinking more along the lines of, if you've watched his content, he does like the whole Air Force, like Air Force, Marines, Army, Space Force, and he kind of Navy, Coast Guard, and he has them all like fucking around, right? Well, I was thinking,
thanks for the tip.
Oh shit. Thank you very much. That means quite a bit. Yeah, those tips, by the way, I also get 95% of what you guys tip. Actually, I think it's 97%. So the bong water / tips or whatever the fuck, that actually gives me a considerable amount. So I greatly appreciate you. That is absolutely amazing. So yeah, it's just gonna be him fucking around and just being ridiculous. And every time that he comes up with a problem, he's consulting his alter egos from the different branches. Right? That's kind of where I'm going with that. That's what I think it would be good. Yeah, envisioning the movie The Other Guys. No, I just like we did our short with Angry Electrician, so like we have him, right? Now we just need one for Angry Cops. We don't need one for Brandon or Donut because they both been featured enough that they don't need that. We just need one, I think, for Nico, really, and then we can get rolling with that. Donut does allegedly still says that he wants to do the voice line, so I'm gonna give him the a little more time before we really start and go on with that one. But dude, this thing's making a full on RPG in the background. This is fucking crazy. I just put 3 sentences, and it's just going for it. I'm gonna have to like guide it along with the visuals and shit in a minute. But anyways, so yeah, we're gonna be doing that, and then after we finish that, then we can do Claws and Laws. But I also want to tease the Tectone's second episode. Chances are pretty high that we're gonna. I think once I do the Angry Cops collab not the collab, but the Angry Cops video of him training the fat frogs. I think we're gonna immediately transition into the Tectone episode of him in Vietnam going after the real F box. So that's going to be a part of that adventure. And once we wrap that up, then we can do either Menace Crew season 3 or Menace Crew episode or season 2 episode 3 and get that done, and then go into Claws and Laws, because maybe Claws and Laws, because they're on 6 of 9 C boxes, maybe we need to set that up a bit more. I'm just thinking of like, okay, how to make the story make more sense, because we haven't even gotten to the 3rd episode yet of Menace Crew. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know how Fat Electrician released. Actually, okay, so apparently, the KFC episode. Here's the thing that's wild about that. I haven't been to any of the live shows. I don't go to live shows. I don't. That's not really something that I really do. It if because I put on my own live shows, I just don't want to. I don't want to go to them. I don't like going anywhere. I usually like just staying here. But allegedly, he's been telling that story about Colonel Sanders live at the unsub tour, and then he just put that out there because they're done with the unsub tour, so we put it out. I had no idea that even happened. No fucking clue at all that was a thing, and so it was. I thought it was funny that it came out at the exact same time. Did not intend that at any point. Didn't I want to redo it? Yeah, but it's been long enough. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna bother. We'll leave it. Nico episode be prequel. Yeah, so the Nico and Sergeant Angry ones will be prequels to Claws and Laws to build it up. Yeah. The internet is a lie. Yeah, I've never talked to Fat Electrician. I don't think he's aware. I think the only person that's aware of me is Donut. I don't think anyone else is aware of what I do. I don't think he's ever talked to anyone else about it. I mean, why would he? I just make fucking shit posts. So uh oh, the New Jersey. Yeah, I saw the whole New Jersey thing and how ridiculous that was. That was definitely something. But okay. So here's kind of what I want to do today. Tectone and Nux. Well, yeah, I know Tectone and Nux watch it. I know that they enjoy it, and obviously, Legal Mindset, he enjoys it. But outside of that, I don't think anyone else really watches it. Maybe Kirsch does, because she's reposted a bunch of my shit and she's mentioned it a couple times. Maybe she's watched it off stream, and she seems to laugh when she thinks about it. So maybe she's seen it, but yeah, I don't think anyone else has. I do know that what's his name? Uh, Asmund finally saw the thing that at least I got put on red anyways. About all the shit at Twitch. Um, so yeah, but that was like a month ago that I sent that, and I think he saw it like a few weeks ago. But anyways, let's see here. Yeah, Tectone hasn't seen shit that I've posted in 2 weeks. Okay. It's fine. Like, I just, again, doesn't matter. I think it's funny, but they're in a different league, right? They're in a whole different world of what they do compared to what I do. Like, there is not even a question as to they're in a different dimension entirely from where I'm at. The piss take of everyone. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone gets made fun of equally. Everyone's an equal opportunity target. Doesn't matter who they are. Everyone gets it. Dude, it's making something in the background. All I said, oh no, what is it doing? What in the fuck is it doing? Oh, it's doing something. Listen, if this manages to make games just like this, or like game industry is so fucked. Let's see, what was those enemies? It's making some shit. Anyways, Asmund noticed finally. No. He hasn't noticed at all. He's never gonna watch my shit. That's never gonna happen. Yeah, so there's our player. I'm actually pretty happy with the way that player looks. I will add the other classes that we have in the pickle RPG, but that is pretty sick. These hands rated E for everyone. Exactly, 100%. Yeah. Okay. This is currently making a video game, so we're gonna kind of let it run. We're gonna see what it can do. We're gonna see what it can fucking do. All this is so what for those that aren't aware, and we're gonna talk about some memes and other bullshit here in just a second, and then maybe we'll make a video. But I really want to get this working. So here's the thing with coplay. So coplay is a thing that creates you start making a game or you start a project and you're like, hey, I want to make this thing. Well, it's going to then separate that into a whole bunch of tasks, and it's going to let the tasks sort of talk to each other so it understands what's going on, what it's built previously, what it still needs to do. If it changes its mind in an implementation, it'll change subsequent tasks, things like that. And right now it's just making shit. Right now, it is just purely sitting there and it is making things happen. Now, in a 3D game, I can put a 3D game together. Like I can, being a level designer, I've been there before. Oh, night night. I love you. Okay, I will. I will send it right now. But it's really it is what the fuck. Okay, we'll import. I don't know what the. All right, cool. But it is really, really fucking cool that it works this way. Uh, import examples and extras. Okay, fine. So we're gonna see what it can do as far as a game goes. I've never used CoPlay before, but this is the only one that I've really seen. Then it also ties in with anti-gravity or Microsoft Insiders or whatever the fuck you're using. So right now I'm using a little bit of anti-gravity in there. Let me do this thing. Send off the last of my money to pay bills so my power doesn't go out tomorrow. Do, 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 do. And sweet. All right. Okay. Worst comes to worst, you can use RPG Maker. No, dude, you can make some vile shit in RPG Maker. I mean, that's shit. That's what most people are doing with what's it called? Um, like all the adult games. They're pretty much like majority RPG Maker. That's because it's easier shit to do. You can do just about anything in there. RPG Maker sucks. It does. It really does. It's pretty fucking awful. I don't want to do RPG Maker. I want to do my own thing. And you can do your own thing in Unity. Like a 3D game, I can slap some, like here's the thing, right? Here's for me, here's the stopper when it comes to video games and video game development and a skill that I've never learned. The thing that I can't figure out and I can't do is I cannot in any way, shape, or form animate. And animations, they can make or break games pretty fucking hard. And people can say all they want. You don't really need to do many animations, but yeah, there's a lot of shit you need to do in that regard. Like the fact that the HTML game that you guys are playing on the screen for the stream, I mean, it doesn't need animations, right? It's supposed to have little projectiles that go and hit the enemy. It doesn't do that right now, but still, like, it doesn't need a whole lot because it's not supposed to be like a video game. But when you actually have a game, it's there's a lot. Okay, so it's implemented a basic game. Well, we'll figure it out in just a minute, and we'll see what we can do there. Let's see. Tried RPG Maker, just can't get the. It's really really easy. Unity is perfectly fine for. So okay, if I wasn't using AI to make the game, I would be using Unreal because the blueprints are in fact better. The downside to Unreal is it doesn't matter what you're using, it is a resource hog. It is wild. But yeah, the animations, like 3D animations, is rough. Pixel animations is rough. It doesn't matter how you want to animate; it's always going to be a rough time. And in my opinion, somebody being able to make a game, if you can use AI to streamline the animations, like let's just say you don't even like use it to create the art. If you can use it to make the animations, that's such a big deal. That is a huge deal. Unity requires coding knowledge for some things. Well, yeah, absolutely. But there's also a lot of things that you can find in Unity that's pretty cool. Unity actually has a blueprint-like system for visual scripting. I haven't really delved into that. I've done a lot of hard coding. I used to teach Unity. I taught 3D Unity games. And I would I built some of the original games for it, like car bowling or whatever, and I would take out segments of the script so that in order to make the game, then the kids would have to learn how to do that. So it's like, okay, the first day you teach them, all right, this is how you're going to make a terrain. So then they sit down and they learn, okay, this is how you make a terrain. This is how you do your detail. This is how you add textures. And then I show them things of like, okay, if you want to go beyond this, this is what you do in order to like add your textures. And then you can blend your textures, kind of how you want to set your textures up, how you want to paint your landscape. You don't just make everything like fire lava things, put textures on where it makes sense, things like that. Shit like that. I would do that all the time. But uh to make it actually function, they had to actually add the code. So that's what I did for quite a while. And it would be things like so the car they could place. The first day is they did terrain. The second day is they're adding buildings and like different objects that I unlocked for them. And then the day after that is they can place their car and where the pins are going to be. And then they can adjust the timer. And then there's different obstacles that they can place in the way. And so each step of the way was teaching them the various steps of game design, but a lot of it was super simplified because a lot was already done, right? I used the Unity Asset Store to get all of the like the car that was there, the bowling pins, the physics, like all of that shit I got off of the Unity Asset Store. But then a lot of the coding I had to do myself. So like I've done that, right? I've done Unity game development before. The thing that I have done 2D game development as well. The thing about game development as a whole is there's two times that it sucks. And there's two times that really suck when it comes to game development that a lot of people don't really think about. The first part that really sucks is the beginning. Now, why does the beginning suck? Well, the beginning sucks because you're trying to figure out how everything works, how your workflow is, and it takes forever to get basic shit done. And you'll find that, you will cut down your time by 75%, probably by the second or third week of like working on a legitimate project, hardcore, right? And that's when you get into your workflow. From there, it's fantastic. And you have a great time because you have your workflow, you're working on adding shit, you're having a good time, and it's great. There's no problems there. Now, where it starts to get really shitty and when it starts to get really horrible is when you get into that last phase before you get into deployment. That's when you're trying to fix all your bugs. You're trying to fix all your different problems. That sucks because you are sitting there and you're creating all these different test cases, and it is grueling to figure out even minor problems that are going wrong with the game that are logic based, right? Things that are misspelled or whatever the fuck, like that shit's easy. The things that you have the hardest time figuring out is the logic. Like, okay, in this version of the game, the car was moving fine, but the pins weren't not being knocked over. But in this next version of the game, the car is moving, but the wheels aren't turning and the pins do fall over. But I want the car wheels to work. So then you figure out how to make the car wheels work, and then the pins don't fall over again, but it counts as complete. And it counts the physics things, but it's not shown like it counts and thinks that you hit the pins and it's playing out the physics in order, for, bowling, right? But it's not displaying where those pins are now moving in 3D space. So it's really frustrating to actually work with game development. because those are kind of the two times when it really really sucks. So many models too, and asset packs from modeling as well as animations you can get online. Yeah, you can. The thing that you also want to worry about when it comes to game design is there's too many people that think that, oh, you need, when you look at a game world, you think, oh, there's a million rocks there. The reality is there's probably three, four, or five rocks, and the rest of them are just rotated, scaled, moved, submerged in the ground, merged together to make something look unique, right? Same thing with tree models. There's just a bunch of them. They're rotated, they're scaled, but they are all the same. Game developers don't want to just throw in a whole bunch of unique assets all the time because that's terrible. That's horrible for the player, because I mean it's a lot of loading time that they have to deal with, and it also sucks as the developer because that's a whole bunch of assets that you have to maintain. It's fucking awful. Retextured, well, yeah, you can do some that are retextured, but it's still, if I have rock A and rock B is the same, is just rock A but retextured, the problem that you have with that retextured rock is technically it's seen as a new asset and you can have problems with just that asset alone. It's just, there's a whole bunch of things that really come into play. You don't want too many assets in your project. You want to be creative with what you can get. Would it be nice to be able to, like, for example, if I used AI to just generate a shitload of rocks and have a whole bunch of unique things generatively, be added? Like if I made a mod that was able to, let's say, look at a terrain in a game, or it's a plugin, and it will look at the terrain and it'll look at the height maps and judge where water needs to be, where rocks need to be, where trees need to be, and all of that, and dynamically have that change based on how your terrain is laid out, and then maybe a setting on the temperature of the area that you're in. I mean, I could do that, right? But the problem is if I'm generating all of these different objects, then if each one is unique, I mean, that just adds so much space and bloat to your game. It's terrible. Um, it's frustrating enough working out prompts for music. Can't imagine what you go through for your videos. Yeah, yeah, man. It's there's quite a bit, and each video used to cost me about $200 to do for about 3 to 5 minutes of content. And after the Tectone episode, we've had free generations for a while. I mean, on top of that's also on top of the $250 a month that I was paying. But after Tectone, we were doing free for a while, and now we're not free anymore. So we're now paying for generations again. So, yeah. It's one of the Battlefield games. You counted 7 different rock designs. Wasn't a lot. Yeah, absolutely. And I promise you, it is likely less than that. It's much better if you generate your environment and not sprinkle a bunch of prefabs. Yeah, yeah. The prefab. It depends on what you're doing with the prefab and how you have your prefab set up. Like here, for those that aren't aware, a prefab is, shit. I'm in a 2D project. It's not going to work. Anyways, a prefab is, let's say I take 2 cubes and I put them here. Here's an example. Now, here's an example of a prefab. I have this pen. I have this pen. Let's say I want pens to be crossed like this, and I want to use that exact pen arrangement in every scene. Well, I can then save these pens crossed as a prefab, and now I can place that anywhere else, and it's always going to have these 2 pens in that one area. Now, that has a couple benefits. There are definitely things where you could just have it be a single bounding box for for collisions, so you don't have to treat each object individual. It's now treating it as a single object instead of 2 objects. I mean, this would already be a prefab in itself, right? Because we got our main cylinder, we got our pen cap, we got our little clippy thing, we got animated thing that moves back and forth, to push the pen cartridges in and out. We have the pen cartridge itself inside. Like, that itself is a prefab where you can say, I want to have a pen in the game. All right, boom, here's a pen, and now you can use it anywhere you want. Shit like that. Oh yeah, no, it's really really cool. It's a really good time. I love making this shit. I like being creative. And a lot of people say, well, why don't you just do it for real? Well, I don't have time to do the sort of shit that I do for real. I don't have the friends, I don't have the people, I don't have the equipment. All I have is my nerdy ass brain and being able to use computers. So I'm using that as the outlet. I'm making a game. Yeah, I'm gonna make a game. It's gonna be I haven't quite decided what it's gonna be yet. It is gonna be 2D. It is gonna be 8-bit, and I don't want to do Vampire Survivors. I can get a Vampire Survivors game tonight if I wanted to. Probably in the next like 5 hours, I could get a Vampire Survivor game. I can, but I don't want to do that. I love action RPGs, so I'm thinking something more along the lines of Realm of the Mad God. For those that haven't seen Realm of the Mad God, it is a about as simplistic as it gets, but it's its own unique thing, and somehow they make money. But I want to do just a top-down action RPG, something basic, something simple, something cool, and I want to have the players be the fat frogs, and I want the enemies to be enemies of the Menace crew, and then in town, I want the town people to be our heroes, right? And the main hub is going to be a McDonald's. That's kind of where I'm going for. So, action RPG with a side of gooning. I mean, I could do that if I want to, but that's about 5 times what you paid for your Asmon video. Well, yeah, but that's just because it's so expensive. I was doing Veo 3 quality generations, and those were $1 per generation, right? And I was doing one at a time. Now it's down to 10 cents a generation, and I'm doing four at a time. So it's almost half, a little over half the cost to do a video, but it's still expensive. What about a beat 'em up? I don't play fighting games, so I wouldn't know where the fuck to start and how to balance it or anything like that. That's not a type of game that I play, unfortunately. It's not something I do. Turn based? No, it's not gonna be turn based. It's gonna be real time. I'm gonna. It's gonna be more like Diablo 2 than anything. I'm putting some side stories on YouTube. Yeah, I might do that. Got Brandon to sell weapons, but even swords have AK in the title. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's kind of where I'm going with it. I wanna make it. I really want to make it happen. Um, I just need to figure out how to plan this out with AI and have it actually finish and complete. So it says that it built the foundation of my game. Uh, let's let's kind of see what it did. So this is just with a single prompt. I haven't done anything else outside of a single prompt. Yeah. Yep, that's expected. Okay. But still, I do know that we do have our player. Like it's already making some shit and we have our first enemy, but like we have some shit. So it is making things. I just need to steer it in the right direction. Okay. Let's see. Let me look. Oh, it's like
Yo,
Streets of
dude, thanks
Rage.
for the tip.
Oh shit. You have been witnessed. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Yeah, the by the way, for the tips go direct. And I think I lose 3%, but that's a whole lot better than any other thing that's out there. Oh fuck, a single prompt. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is with a single prompt I was able to get this going. So it does already it uses Unity netcode, which is already pretty like everything that it did here. So the game loop, the HUD, the leveling system, like this stuff right here is actually pretty easy to implement on your own. This saved it did what? I started this 20 minutes ago and this saved like 3 hours of work already. And I'm not saying it did it well, but I am saying that it saved 3 hours of work to get started. So it's pretty fucking cool. Uh, let's see. You just donated through Streamlabs. Yeah, man, absolutely. There's going to be plenty more content. I absolutely promise that. There's going to be quite a bit. So yeah, we're going to be making our game. We'll see if we can get this done in a reasonable amount of time. So I need to think about how I want to word this better and how I want to and where I really want to go from here. So the game that's on the screen, right? Oh, look, you guys have a shiny that you guys are fighting. That's a pretty rare thing, and you murdered it. Excellent. Now, so the game that you guys are seeing on screen, right? That is a game that I made also using AI that has the chat log, the DPS meter, like all this shit. That is all done with AI. So that was also another thing that I created. That does have a rework that I'm working on as well. But I'm trying to do something that's a standalone game and its own unique universe, and I think it'd be really cool to make. So we're gonna figure it out. But I just need to think of what sort of setting I really want to have, how I want it to kind of progress. But the most important thing is, okay, how do I word it? Right? Um I don't have a good, you know what? We're gonna use paint. I'm gonna show you guys the idea. I'm gonna show you guys the concept, and then you guys can kind of tell me what you're thinking. All right, so here's some. This is gonna be some fucking concept art. That's what it is. All right, so we're gonna start down here. Let me move this over a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna start down here, and here's gonna be the starting area, and then our little player is gonna be right there. So that's our player. Again, this is just illustrating what I have in mind. Now, I'm thinking that I don't know what this is. This is probably going to be themed. I don't know what it's going to be really themed off of, but I kind of want to have it. Let's do black lines. Let's do that. You guys will see what I mean in a little bit. Uh, and then I'll do my best to kind of explain. Okay, so here's the idea. And then we're gonna make the whole thing red. Okay, so here's the idea. So we start here in the middle. I want to make it dark green just to make sure it makes sense. Okay, so we start here in the middle, and this is our McDonald's. Okay, and then no, let's not do that. Let's do a different color. Each of these areas will, or each of these gold squares lead to a different area, right? So like this gold square will lead to Hassan's mansion. This square will lead to Vietnam. This square will lead to streets of LA. This will lead to whatever, right? So these are different areas that you can go to. And this main hub here is a McDonald's, right? So this is a McDonald's. And then the main quest giver is going to be in here, or the main person is going to be in here. And then we'll have a couple more dudes in here kind of placed around. And so there are different vendors there. You can get quests, you can get shit. So there's some dudes in here, and then you can take this teleporter here, and this goes to Asmon's castle. So that's kind of what uh I'm thinking that we do, right? So this whole thing is just your hub. This is just a McDonald's, whatever layout. I'll figure it out. An expansion can have like the playhouse or whatever. But the idea is that you're walking around this area. You can flip patties. You can do whatever. Maybe you get some XP for doing that, or you have to flip patties in order to unlock some of these areas. I don't know. We'll figure out what that really looks like. But the main point is that this is your central hub for choosing where you're going to go. And each of these areas is going to be segmented. So each of these areas is going to be segmented. So like let's say we have this, right? And each one is going to basically be linear to the right. And could I go harder at this? I mean, of course I can, but I want to keep things pretty uh pretty simple to get started with. Okay, so here's the concept. So each area is going to be uh fuck. So this is kind of what I'm thinking in each area. And then uh throughout here, like just there's like, hut, building, thing, right? And then there's, you know, there's enemies and shit. Right? So you're the further you go into a zone, the harder and harder it's going to get. That's what I'm thinking it's going to be. So you can like the first place that you're at is gonna be super fucking easy, relatively, right? And then the further you get into the zone, the deeper you get into the zone, the harder it's going to be. And whenever you get to one of these zones and to these new difficulty areas, what it's gonna have, how do you subscribe? There should be a big green button that tells you how to do that, or that does that. I think. If you're on mobile, you have to tap the screen and then you can subscribe. So the idea is like, let's say, okay, you're playing, maybe there's some bros that come in and you're just doing some shit, and then you get to 3, right? You get to difficulty 3. The next time you go back in that portal, I want it to put you back at difficulty 3, so that you're not having to start back at 1 and fight your way all the way to the boss. But I do think that 4 is the furthest that you can actually checkpoint at. 5 you always have to fight through, and then the boss area is the boss area, right? That's kind of that's what I'm thinking. The only people with mobile subs that you've seen are Asmon and Tectone. I've seen Donut has it. Mobile charges more for the sub. Oh yeah, that's true. You can do it on desktop, but that's what I'm thinking of. Can we get Jew powers? Yeah, Jew powers will absolutely be a thing. 100%. Brandon is definitely going to be a vendor. So that's what I'm thinking it's going to be, and each of these areas is going to be themed after something that we've done in the game before. So I don't know. I don't know if that sounds good, but I want to I want to make this sort of happen. And here's the thing: I've already done this before. Open a web page. Oh yeah, you can open the Kick website, so you don't have to use the app. Yeah, that's true. Nuck's gonna be a cave vendor. Yeah, selling power ups. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, the checkpoint is just gonna make sense as you go through these different areas. Uh, I think for now it's just gonna have the dudes here, and then maybe there'll be a parking lot outside that has more shit, and then that's where like Brandon and Donut are hanging out, right? And then Nux is like set up in a thing. The other thing that I want to have as well is when you die, you go into purgatory and you have to roll dice in front of legal mindset, and that's how it determines whether or not you get to live or if you die. And you have to roll you have to roll 20, and if you get 18 or above, then you can live. And if you win, or if you succeed in the roll, then it goes to 19, and then it goes to 20s only. International Jew lasers, yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a thing. Tried messaging support about getting mobile subs. I said it was in beta. Oh, that's really stupid. The boxes should be power ups. No. These are buildings, right? So think of this, instead of just this being this area. Think of this as a continuing building. Like you start here at the shores of Vietnam, and like these are some thatch huts, and then you're going further and further into the city until you get to some really wild shit that's the boss, and then you're fighting the boss. Like that's the goal. Is that each area is this linear sort of thing of difficulty that goes in, to the right. The further you go to the right, the more shit that you're gonna find. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, they should be the FCKN boxes. Yeah, absolutely. If you die, can the game say permaban? Yeah, we can probably do that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it won't be like when you die, it'll be 100% a gamble. I don't know how deep I want to go with the game, like if I or how easy it's going to be, but I'm trying to think about how I want it to play out before I actually like start saying, "Hey, build this shit. This is what we're doing." You know what I mean? So yeah, like that's kind of the concept, and the concept, it being a McDonald's. I'm just thinking like, okay, you have your front area where people hang out. You have your doorway. You got the bathrooms. It's a meme. It's funny. You have to go to the bathrooms in order to go to a new area. I think this is going to be, because co-op is really easy to do now. This is also going to be a thing that can work there. I'm also debating if I want to, like, how I want to take this further, and if I want to be able to tie. I don't know. I'll think about that later. But I'm just thinking of the different regions that I want to have. Would you be able to beat the shit out of Hassan at the end? Yes. Yeah, you would absolutely be able to do that. If you win back your life, say witness me. Yeah. That would be good. That would be really good. Yeah, no. Yeah. That's what it'll have. If you win your life back, you say witness me, and then your character explodes and you deal damage in an area around you. Tectone's watches as fast travel cost. Exactly. Okay. All right. To take things up a notch, let's look at implementing. And here's the thing. Right? Here's what we do. You want to know what's amazing about AI? Here's something I don't think many people know of. PNG. Okay. And we add the attachment. Okay. Let's look at implementing the lore of a series by Don P. Bongwater called AI Asmongold is a Menace. It's all about the money ketamine, dreamin', and the Menace crew. The Fat Frog as the player character should we're gonna keep that. Should be the player, and the enemies should be wild and based off of that series. In the drawing I've created, let's implement the first area, 2 areas of the game. The hub and Vietnam. The hub should be modeled after a McDonald's in 8-bit style. On each of the gold areas should be teleporters, but right now only make the one in the top right function to go to Vietnam. The green square in the middle is where the player should spawn, and the black lines are the walls of the store. Okay, hold on. The blue circles will be characters we can interact with to get quests or buy items. Let me get my prompts really quick. The top right blue circle should be King Zach. He quests and they get burger patties, and they get currency as a reward. In this universe, we use the copper, silver, gold system, but it's patties, burger patties. All right, hold on. Fries, burger patties, and cheeseburgers. And combo meals. In the bottom left, blue circle, we have Tecton, and he sells melee weapons that are common or magic in quality. He also has quips that Tecton regularly says, and he frequently uses the phrase, and I mean this genuinely. In the bottom right blue circle, who do we want to have in there? we have donut operator. Donut operator sells basic semi automatic projectile weaponry. Okay. Vietnam should be a map that uses inspiration from things like Apocalypse Now, Metal Slug, Metal Gear Solid, what, 3? And other references, along with a bunch of meme shit from AI Asmongold is a menace. The colored difficulty box should represent the map of Vietnam. Each it is cut into several segments, each area more difficult than the last, and each area is at least 6 to let's just say 10 to 15 screens wide. When a player reaches a new difficulty, they should be able to spawn in that new area up to difficulty 4. All right. There we go. Sorry about that. There we go. Hey, Kill, have a good one, man. I'll figure it out, Asobi. We'll figure it out. I don't like the way of thinking. Yeah, you have to do that. You absolutely have to do that. If you don't sit there and like work on it that way, it's going to come out really fucked up. And the best part is that because you can do like a paint sketch and then give it to AI and say this is what I want, then it'll go for it. It'll be a good time. Let's see. Amazing Google Studio to generate the videos with the Gemini API. No, I am not. That's a huge, gigantic waste of time. I wouldn't use the API at all. I know that some studios are using it. For example, I know that um, any major film or TV studio that's using AI currently, they're using AI Studio and they're using the API cost per second of video. I don't do that. I do flow, and I just take the 8-second generations. If I like it and I want to extend it, then I extend it. But I'm not going to do per second generation. I can't afford it. Like, I can barely afford what I do now. I am beyond grateful that a lot of you guys have enabled me to continue making content. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have been able to the last few months. But because I lost my job in middle to end of August. Need to get the ball. Yeah, yeah. It can be really rough to make your own thing. Uh-oh. What's it doing? Oh, it's still working. It just reset itself. Oh. It's going fucking wild. This is crazy. Hey, Stav, have a good one, man. Always wanted to play a generation and have a year of pro with your student email. Was curious what you're using. Yeah, use Flow. So I use Google Flow, and that's the best one in my opinion for doing that. Nothing is even better. But cool. It's going for it. It's fucking crazy. This is crazy. The fact that it's just making all of this is just absolutely wild to me. All right. I am overheating in this fucking Snuggie. It's actually warm enough that I'm overheating. I'm going to go change into one of my button downs. I am going to let you guys listen to a little bit of music while I do that. And I'll be right back. Not those ones. All right, we're going to bring that down just a little bit. Dude, it's going for it. It's got Tectone, it's got Donut, it's got Asmongold with the shoe necklace. This is fucking nuts. Okay, alright, hold on. Okay. Okay, resize, test, and make sure it works well. It currently looks pretty bad from the hub world. See what you can do. Oh, I do actually have an updated. So there was another version of the Menace Crew song that I was going to do for the year end, but it was just a little short, and I didn't go with it. But I think it was better. This is nuts. Okay. All right, here's the other one.
The Menace crew is here. Prepare to meet your fate. The Menace crew is here. Prepare to meet your fate. As Mongol, the one true king, his divine order guides us through this ring. He's the man we all admire. Tactile, the enforcer. His power is immense. Never known to falter. He's the humblest motherfucker. Donut operator, the first and last line of defense. Sworn to protect and serve, always makes perfect sense. Brandon, error on the supplier. With all the firearms that you desire. Voice critical, the mediator. Never one to start up shit, but he won't hold back a solid head. The Menace crew is here. Prepare to meet your fate. The Menace crew is here. Prepare to meet your fate.
So good, dude. Yeah, that was the other one that I almost went with, but it wasn't quite long enough. But no, it's still people that think that AI is not going to take over shit. Like, who the fuck are people kidding? So it's looking like I'm probably going to have to generate this a different way. Uh, hmm. Which is fine. I don't have a problem doing that. Like, who, who are we kidding? I'm just making some fucking AI shit. Did it make the environment? Okay, I brought everything to the front. I mean, there's that at least. Scenes. Okay, so it actually has a scene for Vietnam. That's wild. Prefabs. Okay. What about materials? Empty. Okay, what do we have for sprites? Yep. Oh, it's making Vietnam now. Oh shit. Okay. This is wild. Woke artists are the problem with AI. Yeah, they absolutely are. 100%. The real number against it is far lower than perceived. Yeah, the amount of people that are against it really are in the minority. And the reason why a lot of people think that, oh yeah, there's actually pushback against AI, it's because people are looking at loud voices, right? You look at somebody like Charlie who's anti-AI, and then you see that he has, a few comments that are against, quite a few comments that are anti-AI. The thing about somebody like Charlie is they're just spreading something out there, and they seem to be more than just one person because of their size, right? It has nothing to do with, it's still at the end of the day, Charlie's just a single person. Maybe he has influence of other people, but he's still just one person. So, I mean, but the vast majority of people, they don't have a problem with AI. They have a problem with companies using AI. They don't have a problem with somebody like me making it or using it. Say, Asmund, use your railgun nail gun analogy. Well, I mean, yeah, but here's the reality with AI. Okay, here's the real problem that a lot that people need to understand, and this is probably the best way that I can possibly put AI. AI is like 3D printing. Some of you guys are going to understand exactly what I mean the second that I said that. But for those that don't, as soon as we had 3D printers that we could reasonably have, everybody was trying to figure out how to get 3D printing something out there. It didn't matter what it is. They were trying to 3D print everything and everything be 3D printed. But no one could find a real use for it. And the real uses for it weren't ready, right? Like building houses and things like that. And those are still very much rare machines, and getting 3D printers to be able to make things like props for drones and things like that, very difficult to do, because it's a very, very fine thing to be able to make. But most of the time, most people that have 3D printers, most of it's garbage. Most of it's just useless stuff. Some of it's useful, but it's very bespoke. Like I know that there, for example, my other headset, my wireless one. This is the SteelSeries Arctis Pros. Now they're the Pro Elites or whatever the fuck, right? So somebody made a custom enclosure for the housing and for the headset that you can mount under a desk, where everything is right there and there's a slot to be able to take the battery out. Okay, that's cool, but that's such a niche thing for a very expensive thing, and it's just not something that you can really use everywhere. Now, when we're looking at AI in a sense is kind of the same way, that it shouldn't be used for everything. AI is just a tool, neither for good or evil. Yeah, exactly. But the like 3D printers are getting better. They are getting more powerful. There are more use cases that are beneficial to everybody, but there are far fewer people that think that it can be used for anything and everything. And a lot of these companies are going to find out the hard way, because it's not 3D printing. It's because 3D printing is a physical thing. This is a piece of software and technology. And so companies are going full bore at it without realizing that it doesn't matter. I used to try and get help at the company I worked for. And you want to know what they always told me? Well, you got to use the AI assistant. And as someone that knows AI assistants, I know it's garbage, and I tell them that it's a piece of shit and it's unusable. And here's this, and this. You know, the fact that it was built on GPT-3 when we were at GPT-4, and we had Claude, we had all this other stuff that was far better at finding things, understood context. They kept saying it was the greatest thing in the world, but nobody cared to listen to what I had to say. They just kept pushing forward with their super shitty AI HR assistant that did nothing of value. And that's kind of where we are with AI today, is a lot of places are using AI in this way, and that's not what it should be for. Also because everyone calls everything AI when none of it's AI. Yeah, exactly. 100%. AI plus human creativity combined. Yeah, exactly. Now here's an example of how AI, or not. I'm sorry. Let me. It's a 3D printer. So here's an example of how 3D printing and human engineering have come along with something amazing. There's a lot of suppressors in the firearms world that are made using 3D printers, and they can pump cans out left, right, and center. All they're limited by is the amount of printers that they can purchase. If you compare that to somebody like Surefire that doesn't 3D print their suppressors, they, and also anybody else that doesn't 3D print any products that they have in that category, they are at a severe disadvantage, and there's only so much that they can get done at any given time. Whereas if you are able to 3D print your own material or your own suppressors, you can get a lot done, and it's been perfected to a pretty awesome degree. And that's kind of where AI is really going to be, is people are going to use AI to create products that are going to be really good at very specific things, because AI can't do everything at once. The software engineers and the AI engineers are all about, how do we get AI to understand what a user wants faster. The only way to actually make AI better, unfortunately, is to make better hardware, right? Like a computer from 10 years ago was nothing compared to what we have today. And, AI is getting better understanding human context and what we ask of it outside of a laboratory, right? But it's still limited by processing power, which is why we're feeding it more and more. Metal 3D printing is very interesting. There's a lot of really cool shit in 3D printing these days. But again, it's not as mainstream as it used to be, and not as many people care about it as they used to. And the same is going to sort of be true about AI in business. Now, AI, whether you like it or not, is going to be part of your life forever. There's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, it's a wild fucking time. AI is going to get really, really crazy for very specific people in very specific use cases. Suppressors, pumps, and nozzles are where 3D printing shines in ways that are essentially impossible via any other manufacturing techniques. Exactly. Exactly. AI is only as good as the brain that contains it. Exactly. 100%. That too. But yeah, you knew someone about 6 years ago was working on metal printing with multiple material types at once. I believe that that's already a thing. I don't I don't know off the top of my head, but I know like CGS suppressors are very much in that way. Like 3D printing is really the only way to get modern suppressor um fuck geometry correct these days. Uh, uh, so here's the other thing for me when it comes to AI and making stuff sort of like this. This thing has lost it. I think I asked too much. We'll come back to it in a second. But the other thing too about AI is music. And I had this discussion with Legal Mindset, and here's the reality when it comes to AI and creativity. When it comes to music, AI will still exist. It will be a thing for sure, and music labels will have a presence. Artists are too expensive. Now, why are artists too expensive? Well, artists We're not talking about paying people out. They don't care about paying people out. That's fine. That's a business transaction. By too expensive, I'm talking about all the people that clown around, get lawsuits, have all sorts of shit that are following them around, have a whole bunch of demands, want to be treated like kings and queens, all this sort of shit, right? They don't want to deal with that anymore. And so when Warner Music Group and Suno combined, you're now in a situation where Warner Music Group doesn't want to deal with anybody or anymore. They don't want to deal with any P Diddy's. They don't want to deal with anybody in the music space at all anymore. They just want it to be transactional. They want people to create music, and here's what they're going to do. They're going to start being a distribution platform, and they're going to take music in. They're going to do A/B testing to see if people like whatever they're hearing, and if it's good, then it's going to get recommended more. If people hate it, it'll get recommended less until it's not played anymore and archived. But they don't want the drama and they don't want the bullshit. But with music, humans can still create. There's a connection that you can make with music in order to get through to people. And some of that can be from the mind of somebody. Like, I've been able to get, I think, some pretty fantastic tunes, out of there, but it's also tied to what I make. But at the end of the day, like, humans can still make better stuff, especially when you get to like electronic music. But I think that outside of music, you can't say the same thing for video. NOAA was using it for global prediction models. I mean, that's going to be really good for that. Yeah. You give it 5 years until the novelty wears off. Yeah, probably. Where is Warner pushing for overreach on investor input for corporate safety? I mean, maybe. But here's the didn't one of the guys who worked with Jay-Z help with Suno V5? No, they didn't help with Suno V5. They helped with Studio. So Suno Studio, they came in and helped them with that, and it came out really, really good. But they don't care about artists. They don't give a shit about artists in any way, shape, or form. Right? Because they're a problem. They care about an artist in the sense of making them money and then making that artist money, but they don't care about that. They don't care about festivals. They don't care about any of that. They don't care that that you're whining about needing to have an album out there because you need a fifth mansion. They don't give a fuck about that. They just want music, and they want music to come in, and they don't want to play favorites. They just want to do A/B testing and have that be the end of it. That's what's going to happen. Now, when it comes to video, and it comes to movies, and it comes to TV shows, here's the difference. That isn't going to happen. Instead, what's going to happen is Hollywood is going to die because they think that they can market all of these, quote, AI actors. The reality is they can't. They really can't do that. Nobody cares to see any of that. And where video is going to be is you will either enjoy somebody's content. It's going to be very much like YouTube as it exists, right? If you enjoy somebody's content, you watch it, or you can make your own thing. You're not gonna go around. You're not gonna. If you want to see another Die Hard movie, you'll have AI make it, right? Like, why do you need to have a studio? Why do you need Hollywood to make that for you? You'll be able to make it yourself. Now, if you think that's good, you think that's bad, doesn't really matter. The point is that the Hollywood thinking that they can also corner the market in that regard is delusional. You would pay for Suno yearly if they just allowed you to use your own voice. They won't, for legal reasons. As an artist, you get to admit it, but 100% correct, ruin ourselves and not suffering the consequences. Yeah, it's 100% the consequences. Like, we aren't in the 80s, in the age of the rock star. We simply aren't. And honestly, small scale YouTube movies have been getting better. I know, and people are looking into that content more and more. Like, look at the guy that made Astartes, right? He blew the fuck up because he sat down and he fine-tuned his craft, and he did all of that on his own, and that is amazing. And he didn't use AI for any of that, but he sat down and he did something that is better than any other Warhammer 40K production to date outside of the thing from Amazon, the Amazon thing, but he directed that. So still, like he did that. And then here's the thing: when here's the other part too. When he came back and he did the trailer for that for a game, I thought, holy shit, this game looks sick. And then I look at the game and it's a turn-based piece of shit. I'm like, oh, that's fucking K. It's a really good trailer for a thing that's shit. But he was able to bring that same um that same quality and that same, you know, how he wanted to present things and the color and the grading and the action and the pacing and all that. He was able to bring that into that that is a perfect example of where video is going to go in the future. It's going to go to people like him that have a vision. They want to see something. They want to do something. They're able to come up with a really cool concept that other people aren't able to think of, and they're the ones that are going to break out. We're not going to have any more Spielbergs. We're not going to have any more um, Tarantinos that are, you know, part of a film crew. We're not going to have that. You're going to have individuals that are known for that are making their own content all from their own mind and, you know, putting that out there. That's what we're going to have. Looking at Hollywood, says, well, I mean, yeah, it's already dead, right? It's already fucking terrible. It's dead, and people keep propping it up for. I haven't been to a movie theater since actually. So there was John Wick 4, which whatever. It was kind of whatever. No, it wasn't John Wick 4. There was John Wick 3. I went and saw John Wick 3 in theaters. It was kind of whatever. And then I saw Dune and Dune 2, and those are the only 3 recent movies that I've seen. And Dune 2, holy shit, that was an experience in theaters. But outside of those two, I don't even know what's out there. I don't even know what's currently playing. Nothing looks interesting. Nothing looks great. I know Zootopia is out there, but my daughter's too young for me to go. But I'm not just gonna go to a movie and pay, you know, $30 fucking dollars a person, $20 a person, plus concessions or whatever, to go and see a piece of shit. I just don't want to. But yeah, you'll just be able to make what you want. Whatever movie, whatever show, whatever video, whatever song, you'll be able to do that. But being able to get it out into the world, that's where labels will still have a leg up because of distribution. And that's why YouTube is leaning so hard into AI, by the way, is because they're looking at the distribution side of things. You can always use Suno to produce. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. AI is a better writer than the woke slop in the past few years. I mean, it depends. I write everything. Everything that happens in every single one of my videos, I have written explicitly what I wanted to be said and what I wanted to have happen. And sometimes the generations are weird and wild and taken in a strange direction, but I say exactly what I want it to do. Every time that I've had AI try and write something out for me and make something, it's never been good. It's really not. I I I I wouldn't say that it's necessarily a good writer. It's good at understanding things, but it's not able to comprehend stuff. Now, once it's able to understand video, it'll get there. It's been about a year since you went to the theater. Yeah, I used to go every week. I used to go, yeah, probably like at least once a month is when I used to go. Have you been to a theater since 2016? You don't miss it? Yeah, I don't miss it either. The only thing that I do like about theaters is the salty, buttery popcorn. Right? I like popcorn, right? Especially if I'm watching a show or a movie or something. It's great just to sit there and just and you know, munch on something, right? There's just something that they do in order to get it extra, you know, extra buttery and salty, so that you know that you're gonna buy a fucking drink. There's just something about it that's good, and I wish I could replicate at home. Well, I guarantee if I got like a popcorn maker and all that, I could get that, but that's it. Spider-Man: No Way Home was your last, yeah, yeah. But no, you have to put in a lot of legwork. You absolutely do have to do that in order to make any of it work. Your wife's purse is where movie drinks go. Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, dude, thanks for the tip.
Oh shit, Mr. Parr, thanks, dude. I appreciate you. Theater experience is good, but not worth the price they want anymore. It's 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 not worth the price unless it's like a place with, like, you know, recliners and, like, the whole thing where you can like order something, like it's like, you have essentially a waiter, like, okay, that's when it's worth it, right? But even those aren't it. I say worth it, right? I don't want to go to some normal ass fucking theater with the shitty seats and just deal with it. I want to be comfortable when I'm paying that much money as it is. But even those are expensive as shit. You find the Gen AI hate funny because the same people screaming and yelling don't give a fuck about mechanization. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Last movie you saw was John Wick 3 as well. Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. All right. Um, let's see. Here's what I'm gonna do. This thing is generating the characters, and it's looking great. I'm gonna have it generate the rest of the Menace crew NPCs. Oh, it died. Come on. I don't care. So you like to watch movies on your iPad in bed? Well, I mean, I have like listen. Before I lost my job, I had been doing okay. Like I got a decent 86-inch TV that I can go and sit on my couch and I can watch a movie. Right? I don't want to get rid of my shit. Right? Because if I do, then that's at the point of like of selling my house, and I can't just go pawn a fucking TV. But um yeah, I'd rather just sit there and watch that instead of on a phone or iPad or even on my computer. Like I've tried doing like times where I sit here and I work on something, and then I've tried having like a movie up. I can't do it. It's not or a show. I can't do it. YouTube video, sure, but not anything I want to actually pay attention to. Hey Kush, hey man, how's it going, dude? A lot of the AI hate is just old man yells at clouds. Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand it. They really don't, and a lot of it is the people hating on generative, and they don't understand. They don't understand it, and all they think of is, oh, it hurts art. It's like, no, it doesn't. No, not at all. No, if you're creative, you can beat AI, no problem. Okay, so this is a. Did I brick my game? I may have. Okay, let's see. Window. Is this the? Oh no, not the Unity one. Unity sucks balls. Oh, they do have the visual graph. Oh, okay. Window. Where's my? Holy shit. Let's see. Sorry. The only people that actually have an issue are low grade, easily replace artists who believe people should just waste money by creating jobs just for them. Yeah. Don't check Discord. I don't believe you. I don't believe that for a fucking second. Hold on, hold on. We got to talk about something now. Hold on. No fucking way. I don't believe that. Fucking tectone word. Almost said it. Almost said it. But yeah, no way. Don't. No way. This is real. Twitch is too cucked to make it legit. They'll unban that bitch in a couple weeks. Yep. 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 It's what you fucking deserve. It 100% is what you fucking deserve. There's no way. No way in shit. This dumb bitch. There's no fucking way in shit, dude. This dumb cunt. Yeah, this dude, he thinks he's gonna get his dick sucked for that. She's never gonna go after you, dude. Do I care? No. see, you're a stupid cunt. Hassan repeats his famous lines.
Really interesting about this is, as I said back then, and I will repeat once again, whether I do or do not help any of these people, you will never know about it. Okay?
We know you didn't help them, Hassan. It's actually proved that you didn't, but enlighten us further. Retard.
I'm just going to repeat that one more time. Okay? That's number one. Bet your ass. Secondly, what's so insane about this is like, help these people out financially. You're ruining their lives. You can help these people out financially by dropping the fucking lawsuit.
And there it is. He's not going to support anybody. Because he just says, oh, well, Ethan can just do it by dropping the lawsuit. You know, why doesn't Ethan do it? It's Ethan's fault. It's Ethan's fault that you're broke, not mine. Oh, no, it's not my fault. I couldn't possibly help you. It's Ethan's fault. Remember this statement. Remember that Hassan is such a little baby bitch that he decided to say that it's on Ethan to make them, to help them financially, not on Hassan. Remember that. Remember that. Don't get derailed. I got it. There's a bunch of shit I gotta fix, dude. We'll get there. I honestly, so this needs a lot of setup. This needs a lot more setup than this. We'll come back to it. This is also giving me time for my brain to like think. So there's that. But no, it's Ethan's fault. I can't give money. All Ethan has to do is drop it, and then everything will be fine. Well, why don't you help them with their legal defense, buddy? Why don't you help them with their fucking legal defense? Hey, wait, what happened with the presidential address? I know that Trump was supposed to do something. And yeah, that's obviously a fake. That's obviously fake. Okay. Yeah, you're a dumb piece of shit. Oh. How many times do we have to hear Hassan talk about Asmongold? He is so gay for Asmongold.
Asmongold's watching you right now. What else is new, brother? What else is fucking new? Yeah,
He's not even watching.
based. Nick Fuentes is so based. So based. Instead of watching, how about he stop ducking me? Let's have a conversation.
You've never asked him for a conversation. You have never asked. Hold on. Has anyone asked him for a conversation? He only talks about Asmund to stay here. Oh no, I know that, but it's still just. Xbox confirms no partnership with Twitch or with Kick. Oh, it's meant to say that Kick is coming to Xbox. Oh. That's lame. iDubbbz. What a fucking Jesus. Who are these two nuclear engineers? I don't know who any of these two fucking clowns are. Here's what I don't get. The fact that you can make an announcement like that. It's like, yeah, first ever stream. It's like, I don't get. Fuck off, dude. Just stream. You don't need some gay little announcement. Just fucking go live. Fucking retard. Oh, did he actually race?
You really gotta push it and push it up.
Okay. So
Right
more
now?
throttle when I start feeling it, right?
Yeah, so throttle. Because we have snow here, so it's a little bit harder to get going.
And you go to second gear, right?
So yeah, go into second gear. I'll put your traction control settings on. There you go.
I'm ready.
So now just get straight line here, get a little bit of speed,
Yeah.
and we're gonna initiate our drift on the right side.
Yep.
So steer right and power when you're ready. Left. That's it. That's a good start. Power. There we go. That's pretty good. That's a big improvement.
Oh, that's a good
A little cone, huh?
That's pretty sick.
No, there's no problem. We have these cars are built tough. Keep going,
Listen,
keep going.
listen. That's pretty sick. Like, listen, I know he's not a racer. I know he's none of that, and he's probably never going to be. But I mean, hey, that's something cool to stream. That's something fucking awesome. That is actually pretty fucking cool. Denham's agreed to talk to Caleb Hammer. Oh no. Yeah, she wants. She's gonna try and shill her OnlyFans. Of course. If you had a nickel for every time Hassan has said Asmongold's name, you'd probably be a millionaire. I think that you're talking about just this year, you'd be a millionaire. Denham's the last 2 minutes in a rage quit. Yeah, probably. I don't doubt that. FIFA and Netflix. Oh God. Oh no. That's actually huge. The Oscars not being on cable anymore and now on YouTube. That's kind of wild. How many people in that industry say that YouTube and like Netflix and stuff aren't real platforms? That's gonna ruffle some feathers, for sure. Jackcept, you fucking. Anyways, well. Never fallen asleep to any movie except for Black Panther and Sinners. I don't know what Sinners is, but Black Panther was very boring. Can't blame him. Okay. Oscars is gay. No. I know it is. Here's the thing, right? The Oscars are gay, but that's not the point. That's not what I'm getting at. The fact that the Oscars are even potentially going to off of cable networks and going to YouTube, that's a huge shift in media in general. That's fucking crazy. I'm not saying they're good. I'm not saying that any of that, but like that's a monumental change. Fuck. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I need to play around with this more. I'm gonna need to figure out how to generate shit for this. Because like the characters aren't a problem, right? Making the characters, that's easy. It's making the maps and like the items, that's gonna be really fucking easy. I need to think about how to do the maps, and I'm gonna have to do some research. Because what it's doing is it's just trying to do squares, and that's not working for me. I need it to be something different, and if I have to make it myself, then I'll make it myself. I don't have a problem doing that. I'm just trying to think of how to do it. But Menace Crew video game, we are gonna do it. I just need to do some research on it. Another nail in Legacy Media's coffin. Yeah, absolutely. Now, like this is, it's gonna get there. You know, like we have our little character, our fat frog. Like it's pretty fucking cool. I do want to get it to the. So here's my vision for this. Right, my vision for this is to have I want you guys to be able to play the game, and I'm trying to think of how to integrate it with the stream. But I will find a way to integrate the game with the stream, and it should be pretty fucking cool. Large, yeah, exactly, 100%. You view them like the stream awards, the gun news, all those worthless rage bait slop award streams. They all suck donkey balls. They really do. The thing about a lot of the award shows is they all start with good intentions, right? They all start with, hey, let's look at people in these spaces and let's reward them and recognize them for their accomplishments. Okay, on that, I don't think any of us disagree. I don't think any of us at all disagree that recognizing people for what they've done, I don't think that's a bad thing. But the ways they go about them is cringe and gay. And then as soon as they start Tectones needs more truck nuts, it's gonna have truck nuts. Don't worry. I'm gonna edit it. But the thing about like the stream awards is they do it in the gayest and cringiest way possible. They're just fucking awful. So I need to do more research. I need to look more into CoPlay because it's trying to say that it wants to charge me money to do things. And I think there's other ways to utilize this because I know that I'm supposed to be able to use Visual Studio Code, but something's not working, so I got to figure it out. And because I know it'll work for a script, and then but I'm trying to figure out how to make it work for the UI and stuff like that. I know we're trying to use an actual game engine for it, and I know people have done stuff without game engines, but I want to specifically try and get it to work in Unity. And if I have to make it the old-fashioned way, I'll make it the old-fashioned way because I have done it before. It's not that big of a deal to do it that way. I just want to make sure that I can fix it. The category is always more broad. Yeah, there are too broad. Yeah, I know. Okay. Here's something I do want to do. I don't have a lot of time tonight because it is a school night and I have to drop my daughter off tomorrow. I don't have my daughter tomorrow night, so we're going to have a much longer stream tomorrow, but I'm not saying I'm ending it right now. But what I do want to do is I want to try something that is brand spanking new that I haven't had a chance to try yet. And I'm also hoping that it works. and it's going to be really weird. Of all games, the fuck? Of all games, I know, Star Citizen, but here's the difference. Star Citizen has implemented something that I have been wanting for a very long time. They have implemented VR. Star Citizen has VR now, like officially in game. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna play a little bit of Star Citizen, not too long, as the fucking update isn't retarded. We'll do that. And I got my old ass fucking Vive. This thing is ancient beyond belief. I'm considering getting a Vive Pro 2, but I don't know if it's worth it. I know that there's also like the Pimax Crystal Light is pretty good, but I do want to get a different headset so I can actually read things. Wait, someone called you? Oh, you still don't want to game with Brazilians? No one wants to game with fucking Brazilians. Fuck Brazilians. Fuck the Portuguese. Don't get me started on that shit again. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to the game. I'm just there's so much of this that you just need to think and you need to process and plan before you go too far with it. Like like if I wanted to make like a gay ass like fucking here's what I could do in like an hour. I could make a full on wild Minecraft mod that's all about Menace crew and use custom NPCs to make a whole bunch of shit. Could do that, but it's Minecraft, so I don't really want to do that. But I could do that in an hour and have a server that everyone can play on. Be easy. But again, it's Minecraft. Now let's talk about global financial system. Oh no. No, 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 no. All right. We're not gonna do anything too crazy. Oh yeah. Holy shit. It support holy fuck. That's nuts. Okay. So first things first. Scarlet. Okay. Let's see. VR. No, I need it to fill. Give me a second. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. All right. Give me a second. Oh, we're not going to do this for long. Let's see. Pirate swarm. Oh, it's got to be custom. Let's do Dying Star. Does it have to be offline? Oh, that's gay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Swarm initiated.
Anvil Aerospace. All systems online.
Yeah, that video looks okay. All right. We're not going to play much of this.
Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
Bogey.
Taking fire.
Shields hit. Shield down.
Shit.
Target
Shit.
destroyed.
We lost one of our own.
Shields hit. Shield down.
Could definitely use some support about now.
Shield down.
Jesus, that thing is huge. Yep. It's a tower.
Target destroyed.
get fucked up pretty quick. Yep.
Shield down.
I guess the cutlass. Oh yeah.
One of ours.
Easy.
Taking damage.
Lock. Lock.
Oh, no fucking way that didn't kill you.
Shields hit. Shield down. Target
Holy
destroyed.
shit, that was one of our ships.
Who are you? Who's shooting at me? Oh, it's a buccaneer. Okay.
Target.
Fucking dick. Alright, let's try something beefier.
Crusader Industries, a journey worth taking. Systems on.
Alright, asshole.
Damn it, we lost one of ours.
There we go. The ship finally fucks again. Yep, there he is.
Missile locked.
Get fucked.
Missile locked.
Zero hostile
Target
contacts
destroyed.
remaining.
Easy.
Warning. There are multiple
Contact.
hostiles inbound.
Okay, that's a lot of shit.
Attack on shields.
Yep. I see him land one good hit. What are you, an Aurora? That one hit.
Shield failure.
Shield failure. That's not what I want to hear. Yeah. Alright, so this ship is still not good.
Target destroyed. Target
Can't lose
destroyed.
anyone else.
Okay, you look bigger. That's Buccaneer. Fuck. You soaked up a hit? Clearly this was the wrong ship.
I need help!
Yep, that was the wrong ship to use. We'll go one more time, and then I got 2 more lives. Alright, so Paladin's bigger. Where's the fight at there?
Bogey. Lock. Shields hit. Lock.
Okay, this ship's fat.
They're lighting me up!
That thing's got like 1 engine left. Alright.
Son of a bitch!
Alright, you little reliant piece of shit.
Shields hit.
Yeah, thanks for telling me about my shields.
Shield down.
Yeah, and I can't boost my shield.
Shield down.
Oh, this thing's useless.
Give me torrent.
Shield down.
I don't have nearly the capacitors.
Shields hit. Shield down.
I need a hand!
Yeah, the ship's not the answer. Let's try first person.
Shield down.
Might as well.
These bastards ain't messing around.
Holy shit, they rammed my ship.
Bogey. Anvil Aerospace.
Alright. Well, this ship's broken.
All systems offline.
Yep, that ship's fucked. Let's try a different one. It's fucking wild to be able to fly in this.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green. Shields online.
It feels better than Elite Dangerous VR. I've done both. Where do we go from here? There's a fight down there. This new update changed a whole bunch of shit, but the biggest thing that it changed is
Contact. Missile lock. Kill. Missile lock.
oh, the saber's good.
Shields under fire.
Not gonna lie, that one hurt.
Zero hostile contacts remaining.
And that's why you take the right ship to the right fucking fight.
Multiple hostiles inbound.
Contact.
Come on, lock. Oh, it's a cutlass too. Shit.
I'm hit.
Shields under fire. Shield down.
Yep. I know shields are down.
Shield down.
Holy shit, that was one of our ships.
Yeah, I know it was.
Shield down.
They got me!
Contact.
I need help!
Kill.
Alright, that's the cutlass.
No.
Okay, I'm getting torn the fuck up.
There goes my insurance premium.
Simulation ended.
Yeah. Oh. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright. That's enough of that shit. Holy fuck. I know the stream's all over the fucking place. Sorry. That was Star Citizen. The game that is outrageously, people say it's, outrageously expensive and all that, but it's not that bad. You just need the basic fucking package. You don't need to buy anything crazy. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I wanted to play something. Yeah, using VR to milk virtual cows. Yeah, that's what a lot of people have used VR for a lot. But I thought it was Elite Dangerous. No, it's not as bad as it's a lot better than Elite Dangerous in a lot of ways. Okay. Okay, so here's what I got to do. Let me think about this. Okay. So here's the plan. Let me show you guys the plan. Okay. So first things first, here's what we got to do. Here's our order of things to create. Oh. Uh let's see. Let me see. And then okay. So for those of you guys wanting to know a little bit about what I kind of have planned, oh. Okay, so long and short is like a few minutes, right? A few like up to like maybe 5 minutes in length. Longs are the ones that are 10 minutes and beyond. So we're gonna do the Sergeant Angry training fat frogs in Vietnam. So he's gonna be training them. So we're gonna get that out this week. That is gonna be out this week. And Asobi, do you know? Or Asobi, I don't even know if you're still watching. But Asobi, do you know when they do the consensual podcast with um, Fat Electrician and Angry Cops and them? Because if I can get the AI video, if I could get that training video done, and when they do that, and Fat Electrician watches his episode, and then it's like, oh wait, hold on, Rich, we got one for you too. I think it'd be funny to do that. So the training the fat frogs, we're gonna get that done tomorrow. That's gonna be done. Then we need the Tectone 2 video trailer for his second adventure because Tectone just grabbed a monitor and broke it. He thought he got the source code, but it was just a monitor. So he has to go back into the Asian jungle in order to get that. Okay. Then we have Nico is going to be fighting invisible people in the trailer park, and he's going to be talking to himself and his different personalities to get that done. Then we're going to release Tectone episode 2. After Tectone episode 2 is when we're going to get it calls him Goy, or yeah, absolutely. Wasn't Claws and Laws supposed to come out after 3? I'll tell you my reasoning for that in just a second. Then we have episode 3, and we have Border Buds episode 2, and then Claws and Laws. Then we're gonna build up to Nux 2 because we never did the pyramid in Egypt, right? He told all of his people to go to Egypt, but we never followed up on that. So we're gonna finish out the Egypt thing and all of that shit. But so the reason we're doing Menace Crew season 2 episode 3 is it's enough. Like at that point we'll have started fucking with the boxes. So in episode 1 we learned about the boxes. In episode 2 we started learning a little bit more about it, and then everything that they've been working on is they've been finding boxes. And at the end of episode 3, Asmund is going to be telling them, hey guys, we need to go and find the fucking boxes. And he's going to say that the C boxes are probably the easiest to get. And because of that, that's why we're leading into Claws and Laws, because Claws and Laws, they have 6 out of the 9 C boxes. So that's why we're going to do that, so that we set something up as to why they're going after the boxes in the first place. And I also want to get Sergeant Angry, Nico, and Border Buds done before Claws and Laws, so we can cement those characters in for sure. The Egypt thing can lead to a Mars adventure to get the end box from Elon. Yeah. So that's where I'm thinking, and that's where we're going with it. I don't know if we're gonna do episode 4 of the Menace Crew after Nux 2, but we'll see. And then in between, there might be a few extra shorts that we do, but in the immediate term, this right here is going to happen. So this I want to get done this week. The Tectone video trailer, I don't know if we'll get that done this month. Maybe we will. And then Nico fighting invisible people in the trailer park. That just sounds like some wild, wacky, like retarded shit. Brad, yeah, we could do that. Yeah, that was good. But that's kind of what I'm thinking for a release date, or for like near term release. I'm hoping to be in development of Menace of Tectone episode 2 by the end of the month. I firmly believe in being we will be developing episode 2 by the end of the month. I want to get that done by mid-January, and then be working on the Menace Crew episode 3. That's kind of what I want to do, and that's kind of what I'm aiming at. Who's Nico? Nico Ortiz. Yeah, Nico is Nico Ortiz. If you want to, you can go and look at his channel and the stuff that he makes, but he is just a wild and rambunctious dude who's very loud and very much out there. But he is just going to be a combination of all of the psyches that he has. And he is always going to be fighting with his internal dialogue of the different branches of the military. So it'll be a time for sure. So yeah, he's entirely based on himself. But tonight is a school night, and did not get much sleep last night. I lost power today, actually, for a few hours, and my phone was dead. So it was a horrible thing. My phone was dead, and I had no power, and I couldn't charge my fucking phone. And I was just thinking to myself, well, this is great. I don't have a way to communicate or do anything or find out why my power is out. And I was thinking to myself, oh God, I don't have power because the bill's due and I didn't pay it. And I was getting ugh. I went down a fucking spiral. And when it came back online, the amount of relief that I had was insane. But I can't sleep without like a fan or something on. A power bank, I'm gonna go invest in one as soon as I have money. So don't worry about that. That is gonna happen. But yeah, I was freaking the fuck out. I'm really, really glad. Is he an enemy or ally to the Menace crew? He's an ally for sure. I wonder if I should do an unsub cartoon just to like do that, make it funny. Am I going with the idea that Nico's thinking he's a biological superweapon? Yes. Yes. Yeah, he's going to be doing that, but he's also going to have like always have dialogue with himself as to whether or not he's attacking or like what he's going to be doing based on the internal monologue between the different branches. You do the thing where you check the Wi-Fi list on your phone. Oh, yeah, no. Like but that's what I'm saying is my phone was dead. I couldn't check anything. So I thought that my power was gone. I was out. That's it. I was done. Never gonna make anything else again. But thankfully, it was out for just a short time. So as soon as I get, uh, I think YouTube pays me out on the 21st. I think it's gonna be like $400 or $500. I'll at least be able to pay for power, maybe internet, and that's maybe the unsub crew should be the resub crew. Ooh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. You're surprised you didn't lose power to the high velocity winds today? Oh, that's fucking crazy. Yeah, no, I've yeah, there was a few times where I've just had absolutely crazy shit happening here. I think a couple years ago there was like 190 something mile an hour wind. It was a full, one of the derechos where rain was horizontal instead of vertical. I like most of Oklahoma lost power because it was so fucking brutal. Inside his fever dream of a court. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, Brando, that's 100% what I'm thinking. Yeah, if I could afford a generator, I for sure would have one, but that's too expensive, unfortunately. It is what it is. Anyways, so this is what we're going to be doing tomorrow. We will be doing the Sergeant Angry training the Fat Frogs in Vietnam. That is going to happen. And then if we finish that, I don't know how long it's going to take. It shouldn't take I don't think it'll take that long to really do about him just getting fucking mad and then showing him training people. Maybe we'll have time for the Tectone trailer, but we'll just release the Sergeant Angry training tomorrow, and then we'll release the trailer for Tectone 2 later in the week. Yeah. Yeah, I don't live too far from like I guess I know I do live far out of town. I think I'm like 30, 45 minutes out of town. So look at you two fighting. It's not saying who won anymore. I don't understand. I gotta fix it. But yeah, the game is gonna happen. It's gonna be a good time. I'm yeah, there's quite a bit that I'm gonna do. I'm just excited. I'm very excited for where things are gonna go. But I am gonna have to call it because I do need to get some sleep because I need to get my daughter to school tomorrow morning, and then I did agree that I was gonna help with some Christmas light stuff, specifically decorating stuff inside the house, which is gonna take quite a bit of time. And normally I sleep in a decent amount, but I promised I would be up. So the game, I was hoping it would work better. It didn't work as good as I wanted, but then again, I literally just installed Unity. I installed CoPlay, and then I booted up the stream. I didn't do any other research or any other setup, and I need to do that. I need to take some time to do that. Duels will definitely need an update. Yeah, I'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm pretty excited with where things are going to go. The Menace Crew video game will happen. I promise you. It'll be good. But yeah, I apologize for the shorter stream. I wanted to talk about things, wanted to just show off a few things here and there. But yeah, I promises made. Got to keep them. So thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys want to support me, you guys can check out themenacecrew.com for merch and other things like that. There's also a Patreon if that's something that you want to do. But the best way to support me, share a video. Share a video with someone, brighten somebody's day. Have a fantastic holiday as well. But brighten somebody's day. Make someone forget about bullshit for a while. Send them something that's going to be wild, that's going to, I don't know, just make somebody laugh. And with that, thank you so much, guys, for being here and for allowing me to make this stuff for 7 months. I guess technically been streaming for 3, but 7 months I've been doing shit. But yeah, with that, have a fantastic rest of your morning, evening, and afternoon. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central in the Blonde Water Zone. Later, guys.